On our recent weekend trip to the Savannah, Tybee Island, Georgia area, we wanted accommodations that were near the beach, shops, and excellent restaurants, as well as convenient to the historic beauty of the city of Savannah. After considering several places, we decided on the Dunes Inn and Suites located at 1409 Butler Avenue on Tybee Island. Dunes Inn and Suites features a total of 54 rooms, 33 in the main building and an additional 21 economy-sized rooms in the Dunes Annex. Just a short distance from the beach and a variety of restaurants, shops, and even a fishing pier, Dunes Inn and Suites has plenty of private parking so that you can walk to your favorite Tybee attractions. In this video, we tell you about our stay and our recommendations of this motel. Okay, so we are in the back building on the back street, but we are going to be downstairs. They got a little area, like little courtyard here.
Where's the pools over there?
So we're going to, actually the intro, which you will see first, is going to be recorded tomorrow morning. Oh yeah, this is called, up here, there's a sign, the Dunes Inn, the Annex. Okay. And big old anchor there. And we're, of course, back over here in this corner. We're parked back over there. So we are in 126. Be aware there is a step up.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you said that.
And maybe I shouldn't have. That might have been some good video material there. All right, so seeing it for the first time right now.
Well, the light switched it. Oh, there it is.
Ah. Okay, so that is two
full size.
Yeah, full size. Starts to say twin, but you're right, it's full size.
Yeah, because I asked for queen. I don't think they had queen available.
So it's basic small motel room. It's not very spacious. Bedspreads are nice and beachy looking.
Yeah, they are that.
Yeah. And you got a window unit there, a little work area.
Refrigerator, microwave.
Yep. TV probably, I'm going to guess, maybe 32. That may be a little bigger, yeah.
Bigger than that.
Yeah, maybe a 40 actually. Or something in between. Of course, your standard refrigerator, microwave, drawers. So let's step in here to the bathroom. Nice bright blue color. I don't know if you hear that floor in there. Little sink area. It's got a little bit of storage space there. Not a ton, but a little bit. Looks like you get 4 bath towels, 4 washcloths, and 2 hand towels. And one on the back of the toilet. Here's the shower area. Not too much storage, a little bit of storage space there for your shampoos and body wash and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Let me see.
What?
Space area.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a little shelf down below it.
Yeah. So it's a small room. First impression, it was one of the cheaper ones on the island, and some of them didn't even really have availability or just had a little bit left. And a lot of places here are not pet friendly on the island.
Yeah, it's a lot of the stores and stuff are pet friendly and restaurants.
Well, I meant like
Beach
motels.
is not, but yeah. They got a little guest book here too, which looks like it has a lot of good information.
Okay.
Their pet policy, checking. Looks like housekeeping. I didn't ask about that, so we just basically need to
Let them know.
let them know. Yeah. Apparently on this.
We're one of the few people around that are glad that housekeeping is a thing of the past, or
Yeah.
pretty much.
And it looks like they got
Storing a lot of camera equipment, stuff in the room.
Yeah, like area stuff about the pier, trolleys, riverboats. Yeah. So it's got a lot of good information. So that's nice.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Now we've never had a problem with theft in a room, but just I've seen documentaries on that. So
just to be safe.
I just prefer with all the equipment that we have that nobody come in our room. Yeah.
It's on a platform.
Yeah, we've had those before. 3 nights. We're right across the street from the beach.
Yeah, I'm excited
It'll be fine.
to be here. Yeah.
So when you walk in here, you hear that? Yeah. So we watched a review on this place. How did we end up deciding on this one? I think it was proximity to things plus the pet policy.
Yeah, it wasn't much. And
Oh, I'm showing the mess.
availability.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to know why our hanger clothes are like that, there is this beats it all right here. There's nowhere in here to hang clothes. There is no closet or anything to hang clothes on. Wow. Okay, we found the hanger.
In the door jamb.
And that's more like for your towel.
But you think that would be back here?
So it looks like up here you do have at least a little bit of a ledge if you're 7 feet tall.
Yeah, it looks like they cut it out for that. But there is one in the tile.
Now, you remember Route 19 in Maggie Valley? There was cinder block, and when I reached my hand up there, was a big hole.
Yeah, I thought I didn't stick my steps down it. Maybe we can hang them right here on this blind thing.
That ain't going to hold our clothes. I don't think so.
Just...
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I don't know. We could hang them right here and let Toy take a shower, I guess. So here's what the lobby area looks like. Pretty light house. So out here's the pool area. Looks like there's people in the pool. I wouldn't mind being one of them. It's a very warm day here. There's the pool area.
There's a volleyball right there.
So this building back here is called the Dunes Inn Annex. And if you have pets, that's where you end up. And we do. So here's what the annex looks like. Now, by way of disclosure, we've already spent a night here. We got here and it was dark. We wanted to show you the opening part during the day. So I'm just right now pretending like I don't already have an opinion about our room, but we do, which we will be sharing. But we want you to see the grounds. Good location. Looks nice on the outside. Back here, they've got just a little courtyard area, I guess, to sit. Looks like they got heaters when you need it. Today's not one of those days. You can throw bean bags. Got a big old rusty anchor here. Okay, we're about to finish up our stay here at the Dunes Inn and Suites on Tybee Island, Georgia. First time staying here, so we do want to give you our thoughts. We booked this past Sunday night. We booked it for 3 nights, this past Thursday, Friday, and tonight. We want to go ahead and get out of here in the morning and get on the road, so we're going to go ahead and do the closeout tonight. We spent 2 nights here, so I think we have a grasp on what our opinion is of it. So, Shaughnessy, start us off, and you tell us what you think of the Dunes Inn.
Well, the grounds is very nice. Like when you pull in, it's very well kept. The office was nice. The lady, she was courteous and, helped me good. When we booked it, we'd actually looked at doing a queen size room, but it was a little more expensive. And she said, well, I have full size beds. We thought, okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll take that. And I also asked for first floor. She said, oh yeah, we've already got you on the first floor. So that was great. I didn't realize there was 2 separate buildings. Yeah. So we got the main building. We're on the annex, which is directly behind. I mean, it's still nice. The courtyard out there looks nice and everything. And they've kept the grounds neat, in my opinion. But when we walked into the room, it was small. I knew it was full-size beds, so I mean, that's neither here nor there. But it is a smaller room. The table... is a good table for you to work out. That's about it.
That's about it.
2 people couldn't sit there and eat. I did remove one of the chairs and put it over on the side over there just for a little extra room here on the floor. They don't have anywhere to put your stuff. So if you were here with kids...
Sorry, y'all, it's 10 o'clock at night. So.
Yeah, we're tired. If we were here with kids and they were using that bed, you'd have nowhere to put your bags. So we used the other bed for our bags. And then they don't have anywhere for you to hang any clothes. You saw the hook in the door.
Yeah, that's the kicker there.
Yeah, that was just. But and one thing too that I kind of noticed, the other rooms in the other building. You know, as you walk by, I was being curious. You know, if nobody was staying in them, I looked inside. Much more spacious. Tables are bigger. Beds look like they were a little bit more plush, but that could be just the bedspreads. I like the bedspreads on these. I mean, they look beachy.
Yeah.
You know, but
Did the other ones not look like
they
that?
were just white. They just looked really. But it could have just been the bedspread. It just made it look more plush. But it was bigger rooms, so I guess that would be the more expensive rooms. And I'm guessing this is where the pet-friendly rooms are at. So I'm assuming that's why we were put back here. Cleanliness, I did not find an issue except when we were cleaning up something on the floor and you were wiping it. You know, the rag did not come back clean, you know, as far as, you know, but that's common in a lot of hotels and stuff like that, hotels. But the floor, you can tell it was just a really quick job, put it down. The bathroom, I think they did redo the shower because that seems to be the newest part of the room. And the air conditioning, I'll just go ahead and say this too. I like for it to run continuously, whether it's cooling or heating. Just keep that fan going. It keeps noise down and the air is moving. That one is like once it gets to a certain time, it stops. You know, first night I was cold. Last night it was stuffy. So now we're just sitting here.
It keeps noise down, but it is noise when it's blowing.
It's like a constant noise. I don't, like at home, I don't need that. But when you're here, you do because there's people outside talking. But other than that, you know, it's right across the street from the beach, walking distance to the little shopping area, restaurants. So it's got a good location. So, I mean, I'm glad we stayed here. I think next time I just say, hey, let's splurge for a bigger room if you're allowed that with pets.
Would you? So you would want to stay here again, though?
I would be willing to, or if there's another pet-friendly option, you know, look at that. See if that's maybe closer to the beach or something, you know.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know. So we watched a review. Again, we threw this whole trip, not just the booking, the whole trip together this past Sunday night. Less than a week ago, we just kind of decided on the spur of the moment. We had a long weekend. We started to go back to North Myrtle Beach. As y'all know, we go Memorial Day weekend. My mom has some property there that we stay on. So we just kind of thought we'll just take a run down there. And we just decided why do that when we're going again at the end of May.
Mm-hmm.
So what can we do we hadn't done? Well, we've talked about Savannah. We've talked about Charleston. So flip a coin. And Savannah only ended up being about 4.5 hours from the house. So it's like, it takes us that long to get to the property in North Myrtle. So we just decided to come down here and do something different. Now, we booked this place. We were looking online. The rates out here on Tybee Island were not cheap. This was one of the cheaper places. And there are a few places that are pet friendly and many that are not. So we decided to take a chance on this place. We actually did watch a review. In fact, we had a commenter in our live stream this past Tuesday night called Bama Girl. And I remember thinking, that's the name of the person who did the review that we had just watched. And it wasn't. That person was Bama Girl Amy. Very similar. That's why I got it confused. But we did watch a review from this place I think it was 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And even though it was under Bama Girl Amy, it was, I guess, her husband that talked. Never did see her. And he gave this place basically a 0 and a thumbs down. And honestly, when he showed his room, I could see why he would. But so I'm not knocking that review at all, because everybody relates their own experience. Not everybody's experience is the same. It can vary from one room to the next.
Mm-hmm. And they were also put upstairs when they were told to be downstairs. He was a little upset about that too.
So I said all that to say this. And one thing he brought up is that they advertise a breakfast and don't give you a breakfast. I need to check the website to see if they still advertise it, because he is right on that. They have a place in there. I showed it to you when I walked through the office where you could, supposedly there must have been a continental breakfast at one time that apparently they no longer provide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I did ask when we were checking in. She said no.
Now, there are a few things I want to say. The location's good. Your walking distance to the pier and the little shops that we showed you in another video. You walk across the street to get to the beach. Here's what I'm going to say about the pet-friendly places. Obviously, we travel with our pets. They're too old to board. One of them needs medicine. Well, they both need medicine. One needs it 3 times a day. And I'm just not, him being almost 17 years old, I'm not going to trust his care to anybody else while we go off on a weekend. So we have to have somewhere that's pet friendly. I walked in here and my first impression was this is just a little cubicle. It's very small. We had clothes on hangers. There literally is not one place in here to hang your clothes. How do you have a motel of any kind without a place to hang clothes? Not even a little closet this wide. Nothing.
Or even a bar on the side of the wall or something. Yeah,
and it's like, how do you not have that?
Yeah.
So we got to tell you the experience. The room is small. As far as the cleanliness, we didn't notice a cleanliness issue until, like you said, we had to wipe something up, and it's black on the floor. You're supposed to mop the floor after each guest.
I mean, there wasn't like dirt particles where we felt it when we were walking or
right.
anything like that.
But just black. This floor needs to be clean. You walked by other rooms and you said they looked very nice.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, the website shows the rooms, and they do say some of them are newly remodeled. So I was kind of thinking, okay, so that's what I'm saying. The shower, you can tell, has been redone recently. They may be working on it.
So here's the thing. If you're going to charge people the same rate for the same category of room that your nicer rooms are, and then a pet fee on top of that, you can't relegate them to a substandard, subpar room. Mm-hmm. You just can't do that. We're paying more because of having the pets. And remember the Best Western Kelly Inn in St. Cloud, Minnesota? Mm-hmm. No pet fee at all. Nice room, spacious, huge, great place. No extra pet fee. So there's still some places that don't do that. A lot of La Quintas don't. But the point being, I feel like we got a substandard room compared to what some of the other ones are for a higher rate. And, but you said they had some really nice rooms. So I'm not telling you.
Oh, I'm just going to say that they were bigger. Yeah. Like the tables were actually in front of the window over there.
So did you actually go in? How did you see them? Were you
It was basically, there was no car in front. The curtains were open, and I could tell the beds were open.
I didn't
the lights were off. But so I just went in, peered in. And
I thought maybe the doors were open.
No, I didn't see it like that.
So they do have some nice accommodations here, apparently. So I'm not going to tell you to avoid it. I'm just going to say, if I were you, I would request one of the newly remodeled rooms.
And I would say
tell them you don't want room 126. Okay?
You don't want the annex.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen all the ones in here.
I haven't seen all of them, but I know the ones that I saw that looked nice were in the...
When we stay at the Days Inn in St. Augustine, we actually prefer the annex.
Yeah, because those are nice rooms.
Those are nice rooms, and it's away from the office. Yeah, quiet. But here, I don't know. This is anything but quiet. The courtyard's nice.
The pool area looked nice.
Pool area looked nice. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying it's a total bust. It's not. Easy access to the beach, easy access to shopping, good restaurant and ice cream parlor right next door.
And you got to pay to park everywhere on Tybee Island. So here you can walk, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. So it's a mixed review, but this is a fair and honest review. Mm-hmm. And that's what you're always going to get here. If something's great, we're going to tell you it's great. If something's not good at all, we're going to tell you that. If it's a mixture like this is, we're going to tell you that. The last thing I am going to mention is this is probably the worst shower pressure of any place I've ever stayed. It takes me twice as long to shower because you just can't rinse. There's not enough.
I'm washing my hair.
There's not enough water hitting you at any one time to rinse, and it's just like, I'm not trying to share too much information here, but that's got to be mentioned. The water pressure here is. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree because there's a little nozzle. You can change the flow how it comes out. Doesn't work. I mean, it works, but it doesn't change the pressure is what I'm trying to say.
Right. There's just no way to get enough water to take a shower. However long it normally takes, you plan on doubling that. And it's really weird when you turn it from right to left, you get to the hot first. I just turned it like I'm used to doing, went all the way over to the left, and I'm sitting there waiting for 5 minutes.
Yeah, he was like, how long does this take? I said, and I had taken a shower.
Well, I finally figured it out, and then you hollered it in there. Yeah. And you basically just right after you barely turn it on, that's your hot. Mm-hmm. So that was backwards, honestly. But anyway, I don't know if every room's like that, but this one was. But overall, yeah, I'm glad we found this place kind of last minute like that. Sometimes when you book last minute, you got to take what you can get.
Yeah.
So anyway, wasn't a bad stay. It's a long drive out here from Savannah. Most of the time when you stay on an island, like we go to Siesta Key, once you cross the bridge, you're in the town of Sarasota. Anna Maria Island, you drive a little bit, but you're back over in Bradenton. Here, you drive
20 minutes.
at minimum.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
sometimes it
depends on
can
traffic.
take 30 just to get back over to Savannah. So be aware if you want to stay on Tybee Island and you're going to commute back and forth to Savannah, you're going to put some miles in. It's about 15 miles to the start of Tybee Island and another 5 or 6. Well, no, not that
I'd
much.
say maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, down here.
Yeah.
So it's a good little drive over to Savannah. But nice area, nice beach. It's a little more laid back than your Myrtle Beach or your Daytona Beach.
Definitely, yeah.
But you said it was packed yesterday. You went out there yesterday and you said
Yeah,
the
it's
beach
like
was
in
packed.
the 80s and or close to 80, and yeah, it was packed yesterday.
So anyway, that is our review of the Dunes Inn and Suites. I know this closeout's longer than the rest of the videos. There's just not a lot to show except around the grounds, and that's what I did. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe.
Give it a thumbs up and find and follow us on Facebook.
All right, have a blessed day.